This message isn't for everyone. If your life still burns with ambition, if your goals still feel meaningful, if the chase still excites you and the world still feels full of promise, you don't need to hear this. Truly. It's probably better you keep scrolling, keep moving, keep chasing what still calls to you. Because what I'm about to say isn't meant for those still on fire. It's for those standing in the ashes. If you felt the quiet lately, the strange kind of silence that doesn't come from peace, but from loss, then you know. If you've looked at your dreams and felt nothing, if you've watched your motivation fade like smoke, if you've wondered what's wrong with me, this is for you. Because nothing is wrong with you. You're awakening. I didn't understand it at first. I used to live for the climb. Every goal, every deadline, every victory, feeding me just enough to keep going. But then something shifted. One day, the things I used to care about just stopped mattering. The applause felt empty. The rewards felt hollow. The world, once bright and loud, turned dim and distant. I thought I had lost my purpose. In truth, I had lost my illusions. Awakening isn't the burst of light we imagine. It's not fireworks and freedom and eternal clarity. It's the dismantling of everything false. It's the slow death of every reason you ever had for being who you thought you were. It's when the mask begins to fall, and what's underneath is raw, unshaped, and terrifyingly real. When you awaken, you don't become a saint or a genius or a master of serenity. You become empty, utterly, beautifully empty. And at first it feels like dying. I tried to fight it. I told myself I needed new goals, a new purpose, something to bring the fire back. But every spark I struck refused to catch. The universe had taken away my matches. I didn't understand that what was dying in me was not my passion. It was my pretense. My old motivation wasn't pure. It was built from fear, the fear of being unseen, unloved, unworthy. I worked not because I loved what I did, but because I couldn't bear who I was without it. And awakening stripped that away. It left me naked, without a reason, without a mask, without the comforting noise of constant striving. The silence that followed felt unbearable. Days blurred. The mind screamed, "Do something, anything," but the soul whispered, "Wait." It was not depression, though it often looked like it. It was decomposition. The caterpillar dissolving inside the cocoon, every cell turning to formless goo before wings can grow. That's what awakening is. The death before the birth. The void before the voice. I came to see that motivation, as I once knew it, was built on hunger. And hunger is the language of the ego. I wanted to be more, to have more, to matter more. But when I saw through the illusion, I realized I already was everything I'd been chasing. How do you stay motivated to find what you've already found? You don't. You rest. You dissolve. Until something new begins to stir. At first, it's faint. A whisper so quiet you could miss it. It doesn't shout like ambition. It doesn't promise success or validation. It's softer, gentler, truer. It says, create. Not to be seen, but because creation itself is an act of being alive. It says, help. Not to feel worthy, but because compassion rises naturally when the ego sleeps. It says, express. Not to impress, but to align with what's real inside you. This is not motivation as you knew it. It's not driven by fear of failure or hunger for more. It doesn't push, it pulls, it calls. This is the birth of soul motivation. It doesn't demand, it invites. It doesn't drain you. It restores you. You don't chase it. You follow it, like a current carrying you home. Sometimes it comes as a feeling in your chest, a quiet warmth when something just feels right. Sometimes it appears as synchronicity, a book, a person, a moment that finds you at exactly the right time. It's life, speaking the only way it knows how, through alignment, through resonance, through flow. Living this way changes everything. The world doesn't become easier, but it becomes truer. You start working not from pressure, but from presence, not from fear, but from love. You stop chasing purpose, and purpose begins to chase you. You no longer ask, what should I do? You begin to feel, what wants to move through me? And that is real motivation. Not the hunger to become, but the joy of being. I won't pretend this path is easy. It's not. You'll lose interest in things that once defined you. You might walk away from people who can't see what you've become. You'll question your sanity more than once. But beneath all that loss, a strange peace begins to bloom. You start to realize that nothing real was ever taken from you, only what was never truly yours. And as you surrender to that truth, something remarkable happens. Life starts to live you. You move, speak, create, love, not from effort, but from essence. Not because you're trying to get somewhere, but because you finally come home to yourself. So if you're in that silent space right now where nothing excites you, where meaning has dissolved and motivation has died, please don't rush to fill it. Don't run back to the noise. Don't resurrect what was meant to die. Stay. Listen. Wait. Because the emptiness you feel is not the end of your fire. It's the clearing before the flame returns. And when it does, it won't burn from ego or ambition. It will glow from the soul, steady, quiet, eternal. You thought awakening would give you purpose, but it took it away so you could finally meet the one that was waiting beneath it all, the one that doesn't need a reason to exist, the one that simply says, I am.